And today marks the 81st anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor. This afternoon, a local sailor who was killed in that attack was finally laid to rest right here in San Diego.
The remains of Daniel Fletcher Harris, a chief fire controlman, were identified only in 2019 thanks to DNA technology. CBS 8's Kelly Hessedall joins us live from Fort Rosecrans National Cemetery, where the funeral was just held a few hours ago. Kelly.
Yeah, and that's right. You know, this was a very moving ceremony. This family was finally able to give Sailor Daniel Harris, who was killed 81 years ago, the burial he deserves. And the American flag was presented to Jean McKee, one of Harris's granddaughters. His other two granddaughters, Shannon and Diane, were seated next to her. There was a prayer, some words by the Patriot Guards, and then the family paid its respects, placing their hands on his casket and saying their goodbyes. Even his great-granddaughter, that is, 3-year-old Alexa, paid tribute. Now, Harris served in San Diego back in 1936. He was assigned to the Oklahoma battleship, one of the first ships bombed when Pearl Harbor was attacked back in 1941. For 81 years, this family has waited for closure, and today Sailor Harris was laid to rest with full military honors.
So special and beautiful, and we're so thankful for the United States Navy for finding his remains and how special it was, you know, being able to have the DNA after all this time and to finally bring him home to rest.
That he was a strong man, and then he gave his life for our freedom, and now she'll be able to come and visit his gravesite, and she was part of it. And we have pictures to show her, so that'll be wonderful.
And the family still lives here in San Diego. Harris's wife and his daughter were both buried here, so the family decided to have him laid to rest here in San Diego as well, as a way to keep them all together. Kirsten and Carlo.
Yeah, Kelly, this is a fascinating story from start to finish, but what was the family's reaction when they first found out that his remains had been identified after all this time?
Yeah, they said it was surreal. His granddaughter said that they got the phone call the same day, the anniversary of their mother's passing, so it was just felt unreal. But they grew up, they had never met this man, but they had heard so much about him growing up. They say this family is just so proud of him.
Just wonderful that we don't forget, 80 years later, he still gets proper recognition, and his living legacy here in San Diego gets to honor it. Kelly Hessedall reporting for us. Thanks, Kelly.